The cost of hesitation. Hello and welcome to Rise and Prosper with Lakhani. Today I want to talk about the hidden cost of hesitation, a problem that destroys more traders than a lack of knowledge ever will. This afternoon, during a live one-to-one mentoring session with one of my traders, I shared 3 trade setups as they were unfolding in real time. Not hindsight, not cherry-picked charts after the event. Live market analysis, candle by candle. The first setup was a short on the DAX. He took the trade, but he hesitated just enough to get in late. That meant a larger stop loss, more stress, and a longer wait before the trade finally reached its target. The second was a beautiful short on gold, perfectly aligned with the higher time frame. Everything was pointing in the same direction, yet he found a reason not to take it. His explanation was, the candle was too big. Yes, it was a larger candle, but nowhere near large enough to invalidate the setup. Fear had disguised itself as logic. Then came the third opportunity, a short on the US 30, or Dow Jones. Afterwards, he looked at me and said, "I saw the setup, but I hesitated." That one sentence inspired today's lesson, because this really isn't about one trader. It's about thousands of traders around the world who study hard, recognize high-probability setups, know exactly what they should do, and then fail to act. If you've ever watched a perfect trade leave the station without you, if you've ever found yourself saying, "I knew it," after the move had already happened, or if hesitation is stopping you from becoming the trader you know you're capable of being, then stay with me, because this lesson could completely change the way you approach the markets. Dear trader, I'm going to be a little tougher with you today. Not because I'm annoyed, but because I genuinely believe you're much better than the trader you're currently allowing yourself to become. Today I shared a live trade setup with you, not after the event, not hindsight, not a perfect screenshot afterwards, live. Afterwards, I simply asked one question, did you take it? Your answer was no. Then you said something that really caught my attention. I could see the setup, but I hesitated. Now let's stop right there, because that one sentence explains almost every struggle you've had over the last year. It wasn't that you couldn't see the trade, it wasn't that the system failed, it wasn't bad luck, it wasn't manipulation, it wasn't the news, it wasn't the broker. It was hesitation, and hesitation is becoming expensive. Let's look at that chart. A picture really does say 1,000 words. We had multiple tests into resistance, and each rally was getting rejected. Buyers kept trying, but they simply couldn't break through. Then came the manipulation. Price poked above resistance, triggered breakout buyers, probably triggered a few stop losses from the shorts, and then immediately reversed. This is classic behavior. Professional money loves doing this because they need liquidity. They need buyers before they can sell. Then price broke support, it broke the pivot, momentum increased, and suddenly everything aligned. Structure, location, manipulation, confirmation, and momentum. This wasn't just another random candle. This was a high-quality setup. Now here's the important question. If you recognized all of that afterwards, why didn't you recognize it beforehand? The answer is very simple. You did recognize it. You simply didn't trust yourself. There is a quote I absolutely love. Knowledge without action is merely entertainment. You can read every trading book ever written, watch thousands of YouTube videos, attend every webinar, and learn every indicator. But if you don't pull the trigger, none of that knowledge pays the bills. The market doesn't reward people who know. The market rewards people who execute. Imagine a footballer who spends years practicing penalties every single day. Then comes the World Cup final. The crowd is silent, the goalkeeper is waiting, and instead of taking the kick, he says, "I'm not sure." Game over. All those years of training become meaningless unless he kicks the ball. Trading is exactly the same. Or imagine a firefighter. He trains for years, learns every emergency procedure, and knows every piece of equipment. Then the alarm goes off, smoke is everywhere, people are trapped, and he says, "I'll wait until I'm 100% certain." That's not how professionals operate. Professionals act when the probability is in their favor, not when certainty arrives, because certainty never arrives. Dear trader, you've fallen into what psychologists call the certainty trap. Your mind wants guarantees. It wants proof, reassurance, and one more confirmation, then another, and another. But by the time you've got all the confirmation you think you need, The trade has already gone. You don't need certainty, you need probability. There is a huge difference. In my book, Forex Mastery, A Child's Play, I talk about probabilities. One of the most important lessons in trading is that anything can happen. A perfect setup can lose. A poor setup can win. Good trades lose. Bad trades win. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Which means your job is not to predict the future. Your job is simply to execute your edge. Nothing more and nothing less. Let's imagine two traders. Trader A takes every valid setup. Some lose, some win, but over 100 trades, his edge plays out exactly as expected. Trader B hesitates. He only takes the trades that feel right. He skips many of the winners, chases others late, and constantly questions himself. Which trader do you think makes more money? Not necessarily the smarter trader, but the more consistent one. This is something I want you to write down. Confidence does not come before action. It comes after repeated action. Most traders think, when I become confident, I'll start pulling the trigger. No, it's exactly the opposite. You pull the trigger first, and confidence slowly develops. Confidence is earned. It is never imagined. Think about learning to drive. Were you confident on your first lesson? Of course not. You stalled the car, forgot your mirrors, missed gears, and perhaps even hit the curb. Imagine saying after every lesson, I'll wait until I'm confident before driving again. You'd still be sitting in the driveway 20 years later. Confidence came because you kept driving. Trading works exactly the same way. Now, I'm going to challenge you. From today onwards, I don't want perfection. I don't even want more winning trades. I want one thing: execution. If your checklist is complete, take the trade. No debate, no negotiation, no second guessing. Take it. If it loses, well done, because you followed your process. If it wins, excellent. But your real success wasn't the money. Your real success was executing your plan. The Bhagavad Gita teaches exactly this principle. You have a right to perform your duty, but never to the fruits of your actions. Your duty is not making money. Your duty is executing your trading plan. The outcome belongs to the market. Your responsibility belongs to you. Finally, dear trader, I want you to remember one sentence. Every time you hesitate on a valid setup, you're reinforcing the habit of fear. Every time you execute your plan, whether it wins or loses, you're reinforcing the habit of courage. And courage, just like every muscle in your body, becomes stronger every time you use it. So next time, don't ask yourself, will this trade win? Ask yourself, does this trade satisfy my trading plan? If the answer is yes, honor your commitment. Click the button. Trust your process and let probability do its work, because one thing is absolutely certain. The trader who never pulls the trigger will never discover what they're truly capable of. Before we finish, I'd like you to reflect on one simple question. How many opportunities have you lost in life? Not because you lacked the knowledge, but because you hesitated. Perhaps it was a trade, a business opportunity, a conversation you never had, or a dream you never pursued. Knowledge opens the door, but courage is what allows you to walk through it. Remember, the market doesn't reward the trader who knows the most. It rewards the trader who has the discipline to follow a proven process and the courage to execute it consistently. As the Bhagavad Gita reminds us, our duty is to act wisely without becoming attached to the outcome. Focus on the process, trust your preparation, and let the probabilities take care of the results. If this lesson has helped you, I'd really appreciate your support. Please like this video, as it helps YouTube share it with more traders. Leave a comment below, and tell me what causes you to hesitate. Is it fear of losing, fear of being wrong, or something else entirely? I'd genuinely love to hear your experiences, and if you know someone who studies the charts, sees the opportunities, but never quite pulls the trigger, please share this video with them. It may be exactly the lesson they need to hear today. Finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Every week, I share practical lessons on trading psychology, discipline, mindset, and timeless wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita to help you become not only a better trader, but also a calmer, wiser, and more successful person. Until next time, trade with discipline, act with courage, and live with purpose. Take care, and God bless.